My name's Annette, and I'm 56 years old. That's a hard one for me because so many years I just lived feeling like I was too young and I had to party it up and stay young forever. I've lived life. I've had a good, sheltered, privileged life most of my life, and then I decided that I had some pains and things in life that I felt inadequate and I didn't feel good about myself, and I started using alcohol and cigarettes in the beginning, and it got worse as I got older. I gave it up, and I gave it up, and I was sober with God's help through Teen Challenge for over 20 years. But then when I went back to it, my depression hit, where I became suicidal, and I was living with anxiety and depression so bad, and I started numbing my pain with more things. What I started doing is I started putting relationships. I was divorced at a young age, got married young and got divorced real young, and had gone through different abusive situations with men that started in childhood and it went through my adult life with just about every relationship I ever had. And it was easier just to numb the pain of feeling inadequate and feeling unloved and unworthy. It was easy to numb and to the drugs to feel better and to fit in. And I wasn't fitting in with the right people. I had great jobs and I just was starting to sink lower and lower. And one thing after another, I just stopped loving myself. I really stopped loving myself because before you know it, I made the decision to leave leave a program to go be with somebody on the street. And I spent 7 years on the streets. And the person was messed up with the Mexican cartel, and people would disappear. I was afraid for my life on a daily basis, but I stayed with it because I felt like it was the only thing that was going to help me stay alive. I was afraid. I was afraid. I think the hardest thing I went through is when he used me by giving me as collateral for his money that he owed for prostitutes. He used me to pay off his debt with the dealers. And I was kept and raped. And they were drugging me. And I wouldn't smoke. I wouldn't smoke it. I was inhaling it. I knew there was something more than anything I'd ever done because I could tell they were trying to control me. They wanted me to do videos and they wanted me to do things. And it was like that's what they were doing. There was a trafficking ring going on, and I started seeing things with my eyes. Well, God started showing me all I could do is keep my Bible and pray. I had my dog and my Bible, and I prayed. I finally found somebody I could talk to near the mission, and I spoke with this gentleman and prayed with him, and he told me, he goes, I'll help you, and he helped me escape that night. We had to leave, and I had to leave everything there but my dog and a suitcase, not a suitcase, but a bag that I took with me with my pillow and a blanket and some clothes. And that's how I escaped. And thank God, and I thank God every day because that's where they were trying to keep me and they were going to torture me or whatever they were going to do, but they were using me as the debt that needed to be paid off. And that's where I've been through. That's what I've been through. And Jesus was with me the whole time. Jesus has been there with me the whole time. Looking back on it, he was holding me and protecting me from the worst part of it. And he sent people in to help me when I needed it. He sent somebody in there to help me. But when I finally got this person would not leave. Every time I would leave him, he would find a way. I tried to kill myself. I was in a coma for a month, and lo and behold, yes, he found me. And he had my dog. My dog came running to me and crying, and I would go back to him, but I just didn't feel worthy, and I didn't love myself as I should. And I really felt like I was going to be alone if I didn't go with him and I was going to get killed or something. And I was just so much fear. And God was always there. And I would pray and I'd pray because I knew God was there because I don't think I could have made it through. And when he helped me escape the missionary after the rape, that's when I started realizing God's here with me. He is here with me. He started giving me visions and dreams. That started young, but I started listening and started seeing and started realizing what he was saying. And then I really started hearing. And when I started seeing the evil of the demons showing me their form as they're on people or coming out of people, I just would pray stronger, and I'd always plead the blood on me because I knew that was going to keep me safe. I knew that would keep me safe. And finally, I went to a shelter, and I was there for 7 months, and I finally got housing, and that's where I'm at right now. And I'm trying hard. I'm sober, and I'm living, trying to live the right life with God, directing my path, and I'm trying to listen to his voice. Sometimes I'm still human, and I'm listening to my own in my head, but I'm trying hard. And I know he's with me because he's still helping me.